Perfect. And we are recording. We are live. So welcome everybody to day 3 of the Empowered Empath Experience. Congratulations. If you are here live for the 3rd day and I see some of you that are like, good for you. High five. I'm super proud of you. You're doing amazing. You're doing the hard work. Like, we have been doing some serious work here. So send yourself some hearts, drop a heart in the comments if you guys have been here all along, and send yourself some love and appreciation for all this hard work that you guys have been doing. You really are doing the hard work. And I am so super excited for today because today is day 3. Connect and ascend. And today we are ascending up to those higher levels of consciousness that we have been talking about for the last 2 days. And we are tapping into unconditional love. We're talking about love. We're talking about letting love in. This is a super powerful day. And we have been working up to it for the last 2 days. If this is the first day that you're here, though, if you weren't at day 1 or day 2, do not worry. You are here at the perfect time. There is no wrong time or right time to do this work. Right now, whenever you're watching this live on the replay and self-study, anytime you're watching this, it's the perfect time for you to be watching this. So thank you again for being here today, for being here for yourself, and for being here for everybody else that you're here with today, and the community and support that you're creating for them, allowing them to be witnessed and allowing them to be amongst like people. Once again, my name is Sarah May. I'm a spiritual mentor. I'm a life coach. I'm an energy healer, and I'm the founder and instructor of Empowered Empaths Academy, where I teach empaths and sensitives to find their ground and do their inner work so they can live their best and most authentic lives. It is my desire to help as many empaths and sensitives as possible to connect with their light and do their inner work so they can transcend suffering and unlock a life of true freedom and lasting happiness. I spent a large portion of my life repeating the same cycles that I experienced in childhood. For decades, I lived in these lower themes of consciousness, attracting painful situation after painful situation before I learned that I deserved more. And I started to do my inner work. I started to find ways to let go of the trauma that was holding me down and suppressing my light. And I stopped masking my authentic self. My own personal journey of self-discovery and healing has progressed by leaps and bounds since I started using the tools that we have been using the past 2 days and that we're going to use today. It's my desire to help as many people as possible to do the same. So thank you so much for trusting me to lead you on this journey this weekend to higher themes of consciousness, to unconditional love, and to your authentic self. Thank you for being here for yourself today. And I want you to know that I'm super proud of you. And I hope that you're proud of yourself too. Let's take a moment to check in. Let me know how you're feeling after the last 2 days. How are you feeling? How are you processing? And what's your biggest takeaway that you've had over the last 2 days? I've been getting lots of amazing feedbacks and questions from different people who are watching live and on the replay. I know a couple of you guys have been having some processing dreams where you're continuing the work that we started here online. Let me know if there's something that you want to share, and how you're doing. How was it last night after we did that powerful exercise? How did the rest of the night go for you? Let me check the comments and see what everyone is seeing. Yes, I'm seeing lots of hearts, lots of love, lots of people appreciating the hard work that they've been putting in all weekend long. People saying hello again to each other. Hello. That's the community we were talking about. Welcome, Connie. Welcome, Anna. I'm so glad to see you back. Awesome. Awesome. Dreams have been very vivid and to the point. Yes, lots of dreams going on. And dream work is so very interesting because we extend work in, like, the work that we're doing here right now. We continue that in our dreams, and then we continue it in life, and it just gets seeded in everywhere. Once you start working on it, like, consciously, your subconscious gets to work, and it gets working behind the scenes, and then the universe gets working behind the scenes. Like, it's really magical when you start calling this stuff in. What happens? Anna says, I'm highly motivated. I'm feeling highly motivated. I feel like I'm processing in healthy ways, and I'm looking towards the future with some new perspectives. Love that. Thank you so much for that feedback. Krista says, I'm feeling good. I'm forgiving myself and others. That phase seemed to hit me hard. Yes, forgiveness is it can be very difficult, and it's so freeing on the other end. I love that you're working on that. That's beautiful. Very different for me to even remember my dreams. Oh, love that. Remembering dreams when you don't typically do that. That's extra powerful too. If I recommend that everybody, especially if you're just starting to remember dreams when you haven't before, get yourself a dream journal. Dream journaling is a really powerful practice. And the more you do it, the more you will remember your dreams, and the more you're going to be able to see patterns and gain insight to what's going on with you. And it could be really powerful in your growth and ascension process to tap into that dream world. Krista says, I love the river of surrender. Probably one of my favorite meditations yet. Oh, wonderful. I love that. Thank you so much for that feedback. Wonderful. I'm loving all these comments. Thank you guys so much for the feedback. If you are in the replay, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and feel free to always drop your comments below. Participate just like you were live. You are here live because that's the way time works. Everything's happening at the same time. So jump in, feel free to comment. I will check the comments afterwards. I'm always seeing who commented. I love that so much. So let's anchor in what we've gone through the past couple days. And for anyone who's new, anyone here's for the first time and wants to know, hey, what's been going on? We're going to go over that real quick too. We started on Friday by bringing awareness to ourselves and to our being, that we are vibrational creatures, and we are constantly putting out vibrations and attracting vibrations that are a match to the vibrations that we are putting out. We dove into the map of consciousness, and first of all, we learned about it, and now we know that it exists, and we have the ability and the awareness and the tools that we need to start identifying where we are in the map of consciousness, what our current theme is, what our current life theme is, and using that to discover where we need to do healing, what we need to let go of, and how we can move forward. Here we have 3 different charts that I shared and are in the workbook. I don't have my workbook right next to me today. There is a workbook. If you registered, then you should have gotten the workbook via email. It's a beautiful workbook. It has all these wonderful charts for you, including an empty version of the spectrum of consciousness here. Because when we talked about this spectrum of consciousness, we also talked about the fact that we're not just in one theme all the time. This isn't a linear thing that we go up and down, although we do work through it. We're constantly going between these themes of consciousness. And when we look at the spectrum of consciousness, we can see where we are more often and less often. And this chart here is really a helpful tool to see where you are. And today we're going to be talking about love. And we're going to be talking about love in each theme of consciousness. So this would be a really powerful time to break out that spectrum of consciousness chart and keep track of where you are currently. So, sorry, my computer is very Mercury retrograde. I think it ends tomorrow, right? The 16th? I think so. Okay, so after we spoke about the map of consciousness, where we are and how we can start to track where we are, right? So we have the two maps and this spectrum that is going to help us track where we are by identifying our feelings and tapping into that. Yesterday, we went over guilt and shame, and we also did a powerful, powerful exercise to release guilt and shame. That's the one that Krista was saying is probably one of her favorite meditations yet. That river of surrender is super powerful. We went over all of that. And today we are going to be talking all about love. But before we get to that, I wanted to make a special announcement. I've had some really amazing conversations with you guys, and I've had some really interesting questions about courage that's really got me thinking about courage. And I've been inspired to add a fourth date to the experience. We are going to meet once again here tomorrow night at 6 p.m. and we're going to have a session all about courage. You have heard me mention several times through this experience that courage is a magical, magical theme to be in. It's a very powerful energy to be in touch with, because this is where we move from being in a state where we are contracting to being in a state where we are expanding. And there are magical, magical things that happen inside of courage. This is where things flip and where we really start tapping into our power. So tomorrow we're going to come back for a fourth day to talk about the energy of courage and do a brief exercise to help feel into that energy and call into it, as well as tap into our energy so we can rely on that more and use it to move forward. Again, when looking at that spectrum, right, we're going to want to get ourselves more in that courage to where we're feeling that all the time, and tapping into that is going to help that. So who is loving that? Who's going to be here tomorrow? If you can't be here at 6 p.m. tomorrow, I know that you might not have blocked out the time. If you didn't, that's okay. We're going to have a replay, of course. But as you know, there's something super magical about the interaction that we get to have when you're here live. So if you can be here live at 6 p.m. tomorrow, please do. It's going to be a very powerful session when we dive into courage and how we can use that to move forward. Let me look at this. Yes, what a treat. Thank you. Thank you. Lots of hearts. Energy of courage. Sounds good. Loving this. Great. Oh, I'm so glad that you guys are loving this. I'm loving this too. I really felt called to do that. So I'm glad that you're very excited, and I think it's going to be a very powerful session. So let's talk about love now that we've been loving on each other and talking about that. Our bonus day tomorrow, we're doing our bonus day on courage. Let's talk about love. And let's start with an affirmation. First, I want to tell you, you are worthy of love. And I invite you to affirm that to yourself. Say to yourself, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of love. You are already loved unconditionally. Say it to yourself. I am already loved unconditionally. I am already loved unconditionally. I am already loved unconditionally. Take a moment to see how that feels. And then I'm super curious to know, drop a number in the comments between 1 and 10 on how resonant that feels with you. 1 being, I don't believe it when I say it, it kind of makes me feel like I don't feel good when I say that. And 10 being, this is so resonant. I am fully aware that I am loved. I'm tapped into my love. I really feel that and know that. Let me know. Yes, Anna's at a 10. That's right. You are loved unconditionally. And I'm so glad that you feel that with every bit of your being. I love that. Drop some numbers. Let me know where you feel that. Hazel's at a 5. Jenny's at a 6, like that. Yes. Got a 3. We got some people a little lower. 10 at peace. 9. Yes, loving these loving numbers, loving where you're at. Loving that. Beautiful. Rumi said, it is not your task to seek for love, but merely to seek for all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. When I first heard that, I thought what you're thinking right now, like, why would anyone build a barrier against love? That doesn't make any sense. But the truth is, there are a lot of really real ways and real reasons that people do build up blocks to love. And we are going to go over some of those today. The first reason that we are going to talk about is the feeling of being unworthy. And we talked about this feeling of unworthiness a lot yesterday when we talked about guilt and shame on day 2. The feeling, when I had you say to yourself, I am worthy of love, you might have felt some resistance. Like I saw some people, they had some lower scores. I see a 3, I see a 2, I see a 5. That resistance that you feel within you is the feeling that you're not worthy of love. And the truth of the matter is, you are so very, very worthy of love. You not only are you worthy of love, you are constantly loved. You are being loved. The universe loves you unconditionally. Divine loves you unconditionally at all times. And that's not the truth when you believe that. But so many of us feel that we are not worthy of love, especially when we have unhealed traumas, especially childhood traumas. Children take so much personally in their lives. And if you're somebody who grew up in a chaotic household, or grew up around like abuse and things like that, then you might have taken that personally. You think that you were being abused because you've done something wrong, which makes you think that you are unworthy. It doesn't even necessarily have to be abuse that happened directly to you. It could be abuse that you witnessed in the house or your parents getting a divorce. It's very common for children to feel responsible when their parents get a divorce and have feelings like, I say things like, oh, I'll be better if you guys stay together. And they blame that on themselves. They put that on themselves and they get this feeling that they're unworthy. But that's not true at all. The truth is you're very worthy. You're worthy and you're already unconditionally loved. But that feeling of unworthiness is something that we wear like a cloak and a block that keeps us away from that unconditional love that we are constantly being sent. Second is we get what we know. If we have been shown unhealthy versions of love, if we have been shown love through the theme of guilt and shame and anger and pride, then that's what we know. That's what we think love looks like. This is why so many people find themselves in relationships similar to their parents' relationships, or in a relationship with someone very similar to one of their parents. Who has ever noticed themselves playing out their childhood in their current adult relationship? I know that's something that I had to go through in my life, where I saw relationships that were unhealthy, as that's what you do in a marriage. You know, you fight one day and the next day you pretend like everything's okay, and it's not unusual that there's this loud explosive stuff going on. That is something that I thought was okay, and I thought that's how it goes. That's what marriage and relationships are like. And I know that different now, that loving relationships are possible. But if you've never seen a loving relationship, or the loving relationships you have seen, because my parents were very, very much in love with each other, and also had unhealthy narcissistic aspects to it, then that can be very confusing, especially when it's, you know, very, very loving and also very unhealthy at the same time, because then we think that that's just a part of love. So we get what we know, what we're used to. We repeat patterns that we know. And it's important to remember, when we're looking at those patterns, first of all, the people that showed us those patterns were also repeating patterns that they know. Like we were talking about with guilt and shame yesterday, everybody is doing the best that they can with the knowledge that they have. And the people that caused those experiences for you, they were also doing the best that they could with what they had. And that can help us with that. But if that's something that you're used to, that is what you're going to attract. That's what you're going to lead yourself into. Attract, not seek. Be in love with you, and it will come in different ways. All the ways to a simple bird singing, listening in the moment. Be in your now. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Toya, for that share. I'm just checking the comments. I'm seeing that we've got a lot of comments here. I'm seeing some 10s up there, loving that. Everyone's feeling that worthiness and that love. I love that so much. We did that powerful exercise yesterday to let that in. And it seems like so many of you are really embracing that. And it's just, it brings me so much joy. Hello, Maria. Yes, Valerie's talking about repeating what we know. Absolutely. Everyone is just repeating what they're taught. When we know different, we do different. But we often do block ourselves because we think this is what it is, and that's what we look for. Number 3, the third thing that we commonly block love with, and that is we get what we think that we deserve. Again, back to guilt and shame, and talking about guilt and shame yesterday. If you believe you deserve to be punished, you are going to seek out a situation in which you get punished because you think that you deserve that. So if you go into a relationship where you are being punished in the relationship, you're going to allow that because you think that you deserve that, and you're going to attract that kind of relationship. Number 4, we don't know what love looks like. Like I've already said multiple times during this class, examples of love, unhealthy examples of love, show us what we think love is. And then when we do see healthy love, it can be very, very confusing. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it looks like. It's not comfortable. And that brings us into the 5th one, which is fear of the unknown. Because when you don't know what a relationship that is healthy is like, it can be very scary when you go in it. Anybody that has been in an abusive relationship and then transitioned into a healthier relationship they experience this thing where it's very confusing when you do something wrong or something that would have been considered wrong in the other relationship, and you don't know how they're going to respond, and it can be a very scary situation. And then when they don't respond in the way that you expect, that can also be scary because you like wonder what's going on. There can be a lot of paranoia around that. Like, you don't know, like it's just not comfortable because you're comfortable with the unhealthy relationship. So when you get into a relationship that you've never been in before, it can be a very uncomfortable thing. And a lot of people will run from that. So they get in a healthy relationship, they realize they're being treated well. And like we were talking about yesterday in guilt and shame, where somebody that is in shame will actually reject or be very vile. They might cheat or something like that on their partner. And they do that because they're not comfortable to protect themselves. And so they make themselves unlovable before they can be rejected. So it's a very scary cycle that can happen. And these are all different reasons that we might block love, because we're used to these lower frequency manifestations of love in our life. I'm gonna go ahead and check the comments real quick. Yes, scary. It is, absolutely. So now we're gonna go over what love looks like through each of the different themes of consciousness. And we've said several times, like, you get what you're used to, you don't know what love looks like. Let's look at what love looks like during each of the different themes of consciousness, because this is really an interesting thing. And this is another great time to take out your workbook, to look at your charts. If you haven't filled out the spectrum yet, this would be a really great time to fill out the spectrum. If you've had, you can put different numbers next to it for love, as I describe love through each of the different themes of consciousness. In the lower themes of consciousness, it's really interesting because it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, and you're going to see that as we go through this. So we're going to start at the bottom like we've been doing. And like I said, in the lower themes, people actually create what they're trying to protect themselves from and what they're trying to protect the other person from. So it's very interesting how it kind of comes back at you. But somebody who is in shame and rejection when they're showing love, we talked to this a little bit about this yesterday. Somebody who is living in a theme of consciousness of shame and rejection, they are going to say, I'm going to reject you first before others reject you, or before you reject me. And that is how they express love through when they are in that theme. A person that is in guilt and judgment might judge you in order to protect you. This is something that parents often do to their children. And it looks like, back in the day, people might have said, oh, you need to give your kid a thick skin, right? Like where like people will actually tease their child to get them like used to teasing. Who remembers that? Who was told that you need to have a thick skin, or don't be so sensitive, things like that. Yes, I'm seeing some hearts. I'm seeing some people nodding their heads. Yeah, people are resonating with that. Self-fulfilling prophecy, full circle of vibration. Yes, Anna, I love that. That is a beautiful way to put it. Yes, these lower themes, they definitely give that full circle of vibration. What you're putting out there, you get back to you. You're scared it's going to happen, so you do it first, and then you prove yourself. Like if the universe gives you what you put out. If you're constantly saying, I'm unworthy, I'm unlovable, I'm being rejected, then that's the experience you're going to get back to you. So yes, absolutely. Full circle vibration. Love that. And hopelessness, which is apathy, overwhelm, it is love and hopelessness is trying to protect you by acting like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't even exist. You shouldn't even worry about it. Don't think about it. Love is for TV and fairy tales. Somebody that is in hopelessness when it comes to love, this person has been hurt so bad by love that they're just denying it even exists. And they're doing this again as a protection mechanism to protect themselves from further love and to protect the person that they love from the pain of love. Like if you don't even bother loving, then you're not going to get hurt. So don't bother. And that's what love looks like through the film of hopelessness. When we get to grief and regret and loss, love through the theme of grief and regret is all about the drama of loss. Love is loss when it comes to grief. The bigger the loss, the bigger the pain, the more you have loved. And it's a very it's a very painful place to be and a very painful lens to look at love through. Moving up to fear. Fear, when you are in love and you are expressing love through fear. Oh, I'm seeing, oh, you guys, I'm sending you all the love. I'm getting beautiful hearts and crying emojis. I see that you guys are feeling this. Absolutely. I'm feeling you. Fear. Love through the lens of fear is love equals worry. The more I worry, the more anxious I am, the more paranoid I am, the more I love you. Who has been there? This is really common with parents, right? That show their love for their child by being concerned, by being worried. The more I try to protect you, the more I love you. This is where helicopter parenting comes in and things like that, because they are working from an energy of fear. So they feel like worrying about you equals loving you. Who knows someone like that, right? I know we have a lot of moms in here, and moms go there. Mom goes there. I know I, as a mom, I very cautious, and I have to reel myself back and remind myself. Grief, the grief is something for me. Yes, Valerie, yes. I know that grief is a big one for a lot of people here, and it's one that it's difficult to move through and to move your love through as well. After fear, we move up to desire. And desire is like lust, it's infatuation, it is a romanticized version of love. It's like the honeymoon phase. It's hot and it's passionate and it's very just lust and infatuation based. That's that phase of love, of desire. And like all of that sounds great, like it's fun, but it's not based in reality. And it's not encompassing the entire person. It's very surface level. It's not a deep love. Anger, when we are in anger, when we are expressing love from the theme of anger, it looks like being frustrated or fired up. It could look like being really passionate. It's fighting for or with your partner. This can look like fighting with your partner because you're both used to seeing expressions of anger and love and you guys fight with one another. It can also look like fighting for your partner. Mama bear energy is is very much anger energy. When you're fighting for your child, that is love through the lens of anger, things like that. And I think that we all have been there at some point in our life or experienced love that way at one time or another. Above anger, we have pride. And pride is boosting each other's egos. It's putting somebody up on a pedestal. It is seeing them through rose-colored glasses. And the issue with pride is that it denies the shadow. When you are in pride, and that is the theme of consciousness you're in and you're loving through, you think this person can do no wrong, and you're not allowing yourself to see the full and complete person. It feeds into the delusion of perfectionism. And also, when we are very prideful in the way that we love, we can also be extremely defensive with our partners as well. So while it's like, oh, well, some of that seems good, it's everything has a righteous purpose to it, you know, like with the mama bear, sometimes you've got to mama bear up. Sometimes that's what you need to do. You need to take that love through and use your fear to affect change and to get something taken care of. It, you know, they all have their benefits, and as we're moving up through them, they all really serve purposes. But with pride, the downfall to it again is that it denies the shadow, and it feeds that delusionism, that delusion of perfectionism that people are trying to portray, and it keeps them in their mask and away from their authentic self. Me too, been there, lots of yes, thank you guys. I'm watching your comments. I'm sending you love. I see that you guys are really resonating with that, and I love that, because that's why I made this class for you guys today, is because I really felt like it would resonate with you. Courage. Okay, so now we're up to courage, right? Courage, courage, courage. Courage. This is a huge shift in terms of consciousness. Like I've been saying all weekend, like is the reason for our bonus class tomorrow. Courage is a magical, magical frequency. There is a huge shift in terms of consciousness when you get to courage. This is where we officially start to be self-honest, where we are willing to be accountable, and we have the strength to admit and to look at our wounds and our weaknesses and our blind spots, because in pride, we can't do that yet. That's what I was saying about pride. That downfall of pride is that you don't see the shadows and you're not being honest with yourself. You're still in the delusion of perfectionism, which it's just not a thing. We all have different parts of ourselves that we need to accept. Courage, however, courage, love is positive. This is where it goes from like being negative, from being that, what did she say, vibrational circle, from full circle vibration, right? That's where it goes from that negative full circle vibration, and it goes up into positive there. It's no longer self-sabotaging. It's no longer hurtful. It's no longer delusional. This is where we move into accountability and courage. Courage holds you accountable and gives you the strength to be a better person. Courage holds up a mirror and it shows you your shadow and your potential, and it allows you to see what you need to do to get to where you want to go. Courage is lovingly holding yourself and your partner accountable, and it's allowing your partner to be their honest and authentic self in a loving space. Who has ever felt like someone made them be a better person, right? Or they make you want to be a better person, right? If you haven't felt that way, I'm sure you've heard someone say it on TV or in a movie, oh, they make me want to be a better person. That is a relationship that has moved somebody into that vibration of love, where when they get in the relationship, they have the courage and they're ready to expand. It's a really beautiful way to enter a relationship, and it's a beautiful relationship to be in. Anna says, I have. That was my Andy. Valerie says she's lovingly holding herself responsible for herself and her feelings. Yes, and I'm sending you love with that. Gave me the space to just be me. Yes, that is courageous love. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to be in. It absolutely is. I love that. And I love that you guys have experienced that courageous love yourself. After courage, we get to neutrality, and neutrality is a beautiful place to be in. And it's a wonderful little break, to be honest, on the ascension journey. I know that we were talking about, like, why not stay there, you know? And it's a good place to like stay for a minute and recover. If you are transcending these themes of consciousness, if you're doing the hard work to release all these contracted vibrations from your body, to address your guilt, your shame, your hopelessness, and your fear, if you've gotten yourself out of a life where you were living in those themes of consciousness and that was your base vibration, and now you are in a place of neutrality, you deserve a break. You deserve a break. And this, when love is in the theme of neutrality, it's easy. It's easy, but it's also responsible. It's being responsible and living the sweet life. It's all about love and ease and enjoying life. It's what I think most people imagine retirement as, you know, just being responsible and being a good person, living your life and letting it be easy, not letting anything bother, being unbothered. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to be. And it's a nice place to be in your relationship and be able to rest in as your home and to rest in as your safe place, especially for people that have spent their life in these lower themes of consciousness. When we find a place of neutrality, where we find a place that it's okay to be ourselves, we are surpass courage, we're okay to be ourselves, it's easy, we're not worried about surviving, we're being responsible, we're taking responsibility for ourselves, and we just get to be, you know, that's a super powerful place to be. It's a beautiful place to be, and it's also a place that a lot of healing happens from. So when you move into neutrality, a lot of things happen. And one of the things that happens is, this is often when your shadow will start to peak up. And this is often when people will enter into their healing journey, because their life has a baseline of neutrality, but it keeps dinging back to pride, anger, desire. They're getting these triggers, and it's a good place to do that work because it's a safe place to do that work. After that work is done in neutrality, though, we flip around, and that's when we start expanding even further and wanting to do more, which we'll get more into. And I've gone off on a tangent a little bit, but yeah, I've been thinking about neutrality a lot, and the benefits of being there and why we would want to move out of it, because of the conversations we've been having here. So back to the chart. After neutrality, we have willingness, and willingness is powerful. Oh, it's so powerful. Willingness helps you to reach your aspirations, and it helps you to reach your full potential. Willingness is about self-motivation. It's the energy of the entrepreneur. Love from willingness is all about boosting each other into greatness. Okay, this is like It's kind of like pride, but it's with accountability. So it's up in that expanded sense, like pride, the expanded form of pride almost. It's all about boosting each other's greatness. This is where we have true power couples. When you get two people in willingness, it's amazing. These are people that are obsessed with meeting their full potential. If you have two people in this theme, the way that they're going to express love to one another is to help them be their absolute best on every level. Who knows a couple that's like that? Who knows a couple that is constantly lifting each other up? Or who wants to know one? Who wants to be there? You know, let me check in the comments, see where everybody is. Getting lots of hearts, loving that. Oh, I'm sending you love for your grief, Anna. I see you. I see you. Yes, Anna is grateful to know a few that love like that. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to be. And it's a beautiful lens to experience love through, is the lens of willingness. Above willingness, we have acceptance. And acceptance is super powerful. Acceptance is all about compassion. When we're loving from the theme of acceptance, we are allowing, we are forgiving, we are accepting the human condition and loving someone exactly where they are. This is where we start to open the door to unconditional love, because all of this is love. All of this is love, but we're not at unconditional love yet. We're not there yet. But this is where it starts. It starts with acceptance and forgiving whatever you need to forgive, and looking at others with compassion, giving them that space to be their authentic self. It's a very beautiful and powerful place to be. After acceptance, we move into reason and logic. Reason and logic is a really interesting one, because a lot of people see it as being very intellectual. They say that this is the theme of consciousness, of the inventor, of the scientist. But when I think about reason and logic in regards to love, and how they see love as the logical best choice, I think about it a little differently. I don't think about scientists and things like that. What I think about is, I think about parenting. I think about politics, and I don't mean like shady politicians. I mean like civil rights leaders. And I don't mean like, you know, anything negative. I mean, what I'm thinking about is, I'm thinking about powerful parenting. I'm thinking about powerful leaders that use love to change the world. These people have the most power to change the world. And the ones that choose to do so with love, it can be extremely impactful. Tomorrow is Martin Luther King Day in America. And when I was thinking about this, when I was writing this, I was actually thinking about Martin Luther King and one of his famous quotes. And it is, "I have decided to stick with love, for I know that love is ultimately the only answer to mankind's problems." And that quote really epitomizes what reason and logic as love looks like to me. And it's a really great place to be. Reason and logic chooses gentle parenting to make the world a better place. Reason and logic pushes for laws that improve the human experience and encourage equity and health and better living. They do it because love is the answer that makes sense to them. Reason and logic says love is the answer because love is the best choice. And isn't that a beautiful, beautiful place to be? And I really love that. You know, I've heard some people be like, well, why is it that so high up? And I really think that saying that love is the answer because it's the best choice really makes sense for it to be at the top, because this is where humanity is. This is the top of our humanness, the top of the how expanded we can possibly be in humanity. And when we're after reason and logic, we flip up to love and inner peace and freedom and happiness. And this is another powerful transition, because this is where we transition into a spiritual reality. Below that, spirituality isn't necessarily woven into those things. Like that, it's not necessarily a spiritual experience below that. And above reason and logic, we do get into that spiritual realm. So reason and logic is, to me, really the most expanded that you can be in your humanness and in the human existence. Does that make sense to you guys? Drop some hearts. Let me know if you're picking up what I'm throwing down, if all of this sounds loving to you. I hope that this is resonating with you guys and helping you to realize where you are, what you've experienced in your life, and how far you've come as a person. Because I believe that if you're here today, you're already well on your healing journey, and you have already transcended several of these things. You've probably worked through several of these views of love. I'm seeing lots of hearts. Yes, love that. Sending yourself love. Yes, drop those hearts. Send yourself love. MLK, a Greek teacher and leader. Love and logic go hand in hand with civil liberties. Wow, Sarah, so true. It rings out. Yes, love that. Chelsea in the house. Hello, my love. Thank you for being here. This has been a hard one for me. Sorry for being so quiet. Oh, I'm sending you all the love. You take the time and the space that you need, my love. Like I said before, this work is very triggering. If you need time and space, if you need to do it with a safe person, if you need to do it at a slower rate, that's all okay. And if you just need to be quiet and observe and let yourself do that and not participate, that's okay too. Wherever you are, you're in the perfect spot. And I'm so proud of you for being there. Yes, I love the community and the love being shared in the comments. I see you guys. I see you. I love you. I love it. So where are we? Oh, love and inner peace. Love and inner peace. Yes. Love and inner peace. This is where the unconditional love is. This is where love is spiritual. Like the courage transition, this is a big transition. This is when we're out of that physical realm. We're above reason and logic, which is, like I said, very much about the physical realm, right? And we're moving into that spiritual realm, and we're moving into spirituality. In peace and love, there is a soul recognition at this level. There is a sensation and a remembrance of divine. Love at the level of peace and happiness is loving just for the sake of love. It's looking at someone and seeing their soul and seeing their light and recognizing their divinity and loving them exactly as they are, honoring who they are. And it's so beautiful. Who has experienced love like this? Now, when I'm thinking love like this, I know that you've had glimpses of it in your life. Think about your children. Think about babies, puppies, animals provide unconditional love for so many. There are so many people that experience unconditional love through pets because that's where it feels safe. They have a lot of wounding, and a lot of people start to experience love and start to let it in through the love of pets. go ahead and say pets. If you've experienced that love through unconditional pets, let me know where you felt this unconditional love. Maybe you felt it for your children, or maybe you've felt it towards a parent or another loved one. Again, like we were saying, puppies, babies, so many people, that's like a baby will light them up because it's just so pure and perfect and innocent. You feel that, and you feel that unconditional love. Welcome, Lori. I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you. Thank you for joining today. Someone in inner peace and love loves just because. They love because it's their nature and it brings them peace to do so. They love for love's sake, and because when they love, they feel love. Love is its own reward. And because they love this way, they also receive love. I'm looking at the comments. I'm seeing a lot of comments popping up. Give me a second to check this out. I felt it in various ways through pets, strangers, and healing work. Yes. Oh, the love that I have for my students, the love that I have for my clients. I love my clients so much, and I experience unconditional love in my work all the time. It's one of my beautiful, wonderful things. If any of my yes, some of my one-on-one clients are on here, they absolutely know how much I love them, and I tell them I love them all the time. Pets, babies, love, and trust. Elderly people. Yes, I love elderly people so much. I spent years in nursing homes and doing home health care. I adore elderly people. Definitely towards my children and my grandchildren. Yes, loving this, loving this. You all know that you've experienced it at some time and that it's accessible to you, and that's super, super powerful to you. All of us have had these moments. I have so many of these moments of unconditional love. Like I said, when Anna brought up during healing, I love my clients. I love my students. I love you. I love you all so much for being here. This experience, Wisdom Wednesdays, my group courses, all of these things are creations of my love for you. It is a miracle to me that we are here together, because of all the places that you can be, of all the people that you could be listening to right now, of all the shows you could be streaming or jobs you could be working at, of all the things that you could be doing right now, you're here. You're here, and you're here with me. We're here together, and that's magical. And it's incredible. This interaction is so magical. It's divine, and it's incredible, and it's such a powerful thing, and it gives me so much life to be able to love and give love in such a way. And that might feel scary or sound kind of woo-woo, especially if you're hanging out in the lower themes of consciousness. And that's okay. Even if you're here and you're like, you're a little weird, Sarah. That's okay. I am a little weird. That's totally fine. You're here, which means you're getting there. And if you don't understand what I mean, you're on that path. And I'm so excited for that. And unconditional love. I love it. I absolutely love it. Who understands what I'm saying? Who's picking up what I'm throwing down? Drop some hearts, drop a Y in the comments. Let me know that you're here. When you participate, when you drop those comments, it really anchors the information in for you. It helps to make the experience very powerful. So yeah, absolutely. Seeing those hearts, seeing those Ys, loving it, loving it. Okay, moving up. We got one more. Freedom and happiness. Freedom is happiness, where we move from I love to I am love. Freedom and happiness is the state of enlightenment. This is the oneness that has been talked about by Jesus and Buddha and so many great teachers and ascended masters. It's a very, very powerful energy to be in. It's a powerful energy to experience. This is the level of love which we have perfected love for love's sake. Below freedom and happiness, below expansion and enlightenment, below that, we are still going through the spectrum. We're still bouncing back and forth. We're still healing and growing. We're clearing our trauma. We're experiencing what we came here as human beings to experience. This is the being we came here to do. Below that, we still have preferences. We still have earthly attachments. When we move into freedom and happiness, we let go of those preferences. We let go of earthly attachments. We know that we are all one and that every single moment, every single thing is perfection, exactly as it is. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing to aspire to. Yes, unconditional love is right here. You're teaching it. One of the greatest gifts I've ever gotten was a text from a friend, her young daughter, whom I spent countless hours with, and told her I am love. And she thanked me for that. I was so humbled. Yes, spreading that love, spreading that light. It's a powerful, powerful thing to do. And now let's tap in to that unconditional love together. And we are going to do a process to release any blocks that we have to unconditional love and allow ourselves to experience that unconditional love. We are going to take a quick 2-minute break. I'm going to set a timer for 120 seconds. Give yourself a stretch. We've been going for about an hour at this point, right? Give yourself a stretch. Get yourself comfortable. Grab some water if you need some water. This is powerful energy work. I know that you might think that you're just sitting here listening to me talk, but you are doing so much healing and energy work just allowing this into your awareness. And like we were talking about yesterday, making sure that you're properly hydrated, you're properly fed, you have lots of minerals and vitamins in your system is vital when you're doing that. So we're taking a quick, we got 90 seconds left break, just to get our wiggles out, maybe write down some notes. And then we're going to get started afterwards with our meditation for the day. Okay, we're at 2 minutes. Let me know if you're ready to go. Show me some hearts. If you're live on Facebook, heart it at, send me some hearts, send me some emojis. Let me know you're ready. Yes, ready. Seeing those hearts, loving it. Ready, ready, ready. Okay, great. Yes, hearts in the Zoom room. Wonderful. So go ahead and get comfy in your comfortable seat that you have chosen for yourself. Sitting in a comfortable position. Start by taking some deep grounding breaths in and clearing breaths out. As you breathe, start to relax, starting at the top of your head and slowly moving down your body. Relax your head and your chest, your stomach, hips, legs, knees, calves, ankles, and feet. And as you continue to relax, continue breathing in and out, noticing that your breathing is slowing and feeling as your heartbeat and your breath begin to align. As your breath continues to slow, your heart slows, and everything settles to a steady rate that's perfect for you. The perfect rate to regulate your nervous system. The perfect rate to balance you out, to help you feel calm. Grant your body and your being the space needed and the ability to let go, heal, and rehabilitate. As you still your body, notice how slow your breath becomes. As you are breathing, let any thoughts that come in go. Allow them to float in and out of your mind like clouds in a sky. As your heart slows and your breath relaxes, your mind watches your thoughts float by. Give yourself permission to take this time for yourself. Give yourself permission to slow down and relax. When we hold on to trauma and blocks, you can become unbalanced, which can disturb your breathing and your heart rate. So continue to breathe now, gently and with a smooth flow. And know that as you breathe, you are balancing. And as you balance, you begin to let go. There is no error in your breath. Any way that you breathe now is natural and perfect for this process. Allow yourself to feel the blessing in your breath by putting your attention towards it for a moment. Notice that your heart is serving you by slowing and relaxing your body even further. As you listen to my words, know that you can imagine the things I describe with ease and imagination. You are resting in a beautiful wooden canoe, floating along a slowly moving river. The water is crystal clear, This is a river that you will only ever see in this state. Its water is bright blue and like nothing you've ever seen. This canoe has been custom made just for you. It cradles you with its handmade design. There is no need to steer as it floats, is led by the divine. You can see the trees as you float by, and the sky is a beautiful pastel blessing shining down peace upon you. The sound of the river against the canoe is soothing to your soul. You are in the river of surrender, where you are going to give away and let go of any blocks you have put to keep out unconditional love. We often have experiences in life that lead us to believe that we are unlovable or unworthy of love, but nothing could be further from the truth. The truth is you are completely lovable at all times. And not only are you worthy of love, you are loved at all times and in all moments. Go ahead now, and in this safe place, call up any feelings that you are unworthy of love. Allow them to come up and notice that as it does, they float up into the water around you. As you look behind you, you can see these feelings of unworthiness floating behind you into the distance until you can no longer see. Notice that as it fades out of your vision, you can feel it dissipating from your energetic field. It has passed and it will not come back to you again. Often in life, we are shown unhealthy expressions of love. This can block us from recognizing love in its purest of forms. Allow any stuck energy, any stuck trauma from witnessing unhealthy expressions of love to rise up now. Watch as they float up in the river around you, and watch as they pass you by and go into the distance, never to be seen again. Any feelings that you have that tell you you deserve less than loving treatment, raise up within you now. Watch as they raise up into the river and float by. Any feelings of rejection that you might be having, allow them to rise up. Any judgments that you are holding towards yourself or others, let them go now. Watch as they pass you by. And finally, anything and everything that you are ready to let go of that is currently blocking your access to unconditional love in all of its forms begins to rise up in the river around you. Watch as it gently floats away. Gently, easily, and never to return again. The river of surrender is supporting you and doing exactly what it is named for, helping you to let go of these things as they are passing. As they pass by your mind for the last time, you feel calm and peace. Allow yourself to see if there's anything else that is ready to rise up for you to let go of. Allow it to rise up. Allow it to pass by. Continue to relax in your canoe, watching everything as it passes, and notice as the last of the blocks that have been brought up today pass by, never to be seen again. And as these fade away, you begin to see and feel a great light from above. This is the light of divine, and it is showering you in unconditional love. Allow this. Notice as it fills your heart and spreads throughout your body. What does this feel like? If any lingering resistance has popped up, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, release it. Let it go down the river, never to return again. Breathe as you continue to coast, soaking up the unconditional love of the universe with every bit of your being. And as you coast, you begin to hear a new voice inside your head. I am loved. I am love. I accept myself for exactly who I am right now. I am innocent. I am pure. I am whole and complete exactly as I am. And I am worthy of love, even in my weakest moments. Take a breath in as your canoe gently docks itself upon the shore. And as you breathe out, start to come back to the room. Start to come back to your body, back to this reality, knowing at all times that you are whole, you are complete, and you can return to the river of surrender anytime you have something that you need to release, anytime that you want to bask in the unconditional love of the universe. You can receive it. It is available to you. With a deep grounding breath in and a clearing breath out, go ahead, open your eyes, come back, come back, come back. Welcome back. Drop a heart in the comments, an emoji. something, let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're back. How is that for you? Drop some words to describe them experience. If you have your workbook, maybe take some notes. You just made a huge quantum leap in your healing journey. It is okay to take a moment for yourself. You deserve it. This is super powerful work that we are doing here, connecting to unconditional love. And this is what I want for you all the time. I want this to be your base, where you're working from, where you're living from. I would love for your spectrum of consciousness chart to be filled with unconditional love, and you to have access to that as much as possible. And as I've said, it's my goal to help as many people to reach that as often as possible. Looking at the comments, I'm seeing a lot of hearts. It was a very relaxing experience. Instead of a canoe, I imagine I'm floating in the river that washes away my regrets and worries. Oh, I love that. Yes, you are the canoe. Hayes is going right into oneness. Hayes is the canoe. I love that. It makes me feel like I'm cleansing. I feel so much lighter. Yes, loving this feedback, loving that you are receiving and that you're allowing yourself to feel this unconditional love, allowing it to wash over you. As I said, this is my wish for you. This is what I wish for you to experience as often as possible. And the ability to tap into this energy is something that I want for so many, which is exactly why I create these experiences and why I've created my newest program to help you do exactly that. So with your permission, I would once again like to go over the Empowered Empath Essentials course that is starting next month. Drop a heart if you want to hear how you can do this more and continue to do this work together that we've been doing over the last few days. I saw so many things. I'm reading some comments now. Hold on. I saw so many things in the meditation. I was met by spirit animals, a bear and a wolf. Bear took me to the canoe and walked beside the river until I felt confident, turning the bad things into fish and eating them until I realized I had become a child and was ready to be a woman again. Oh, what a powerful, powerful inner child healing, connecting with your guides. Oh, I'm loving this. This is so powerful, you guys. Thank you. Thank you for your shares. Thank you for allowing yourself to be witnessed and for allowing others to see what's possible. It's so powerful. I love this work that we are doing, and I would love to continue to do this work with you. I've designed a program to help do this work, to learn these essential skills necessary to move forward and on in life. Connie's going to have to come back and rewatch. Connie, this will be here when you're ready. I am sending you all the love and the light. I'm hoping that things calm down and peace, bring more peace into your life. I know that you're working to bring that peace into your heart, into your soul, and that's the first step of that. So sending you all the love. And yes, this replay will be here for you when you're ready. Empowered Empath Essentials. This is a 90-day program, a beautiful guided path to lead you to that true freedom and lasting happiness, and show how you can get there and how you can make your base that unconditional love and work from that place on the path to enlightenment. We're going to start this process by doing what we've been doing this weekend, working with the law of vibration, going deeper into the letting go technique, looking specifically at stress and anxiety management, and also releasing judgment, which is really one of the sources of most of our suffering. After this unit, you're going to feel firm in these tools and knowledge, and know that you have the knowledge and the tools that you need to clear these lower themes of consciousness, to clear your energy and your emotions, to clear this trauma from yourself, from your being, and to do that on your own. We're going to be doing it together, but you're going to know that you can do it on your own. You have this power, you have this ability, and you're going to have the skills to do it on your own and teach those that you love how to do it too. In the second unit, we're going to go into shadow work and inner child work, because like we saw just from this experience today, this work often leads to inner children that are looking for love and looking to be healed. I see inner child work going on just in these couple of days. It comes up, it needs to be done, and we're going to do that together. We're going to look at our shadows in a safe place, start to see the parts of ourselves that we don't like to look at, and love and accept them. We're going to give our inner children love, and we're going to do mirror work to reprogram ourselves into a loving energy. After this module, you're going to know how to face your fears and how to work through that stored emotion, that trauma, and bring yourself from the past into the present. This is going to be a very powerful unit. The third unit, the way we're going to wrap this up, is focusing on your shine, focusing on that expansion, that ascension, focusing on expanding your inner light. And now that you're in those higher vibrations, we're going to get into manifesting, and specifically, we're going to do some prosperity energy healing work to get you to that vibration of prosperity and calling in all of the abundance and the love and all of the things that you want into your life. After this, you're going to have all the tools you need to expand and live that life of freedom and happiness, because you're going to know how to call it in. It's going to be a very, very powerful class. I'm so very excited to share this experience with you. Drop a heart if you're feeling this. Let me know how this feels to you. If this feels like an experience you want to go, let me look at the comments. Will there be future classes, future enrollments? Yes, we're going to have future classes. We're going to have future enrollment. We do have payment plans available. Every Wednesday we have the Wisdom Wednesday. As you know, there is always more information coming out, more opportunities available to you. This program is going to be super amazing. It includes 9 live Zoom classes, just like we've been having over this weekend. We're going to have 9 live classes that are going to be recorded. You're going to get them recorded meditations that go with those separately. Today we are at about an hour and a half. We're probably going to go to an hour and 45 minutes. And for me, it can be a little frustrating when I'm looking for the meditation in that. So I cut those out for you and make them easily accessible. When you join one of my group programs, you get access to the private students group. You get access to the meditation must-have bundles, as well as an extended copy of Journaling with Sarah May. When you pay for this class in full, I am gifting a free integrated healing session, which is a 90-minute healing session with me. This includes both an energetic healing session and an Akashic Records reading, in which we discuss everything that went on during your healing session and what your guides advise for you moving forward. All of this is an incredible package, and it is an $1,800 value if you were to price out all of these things individually, but I want this accessible to you. So it's not going to be $1,800. Right now, it's only $997. There are payment options available. I'm not going to penalize you if you do a payment option. It is free payments of $333. It's $2 more if you do the payment options. And if you are able to pay in full, if that's the option that you want to do, you do, like I said, get that bonus of that 90-minute session. It's a great way to start. Let me do some of that vibrational clearing and healing for you. So you start with as clear a slate as possible. It's a really powerful way to start. In Empowered Empath Foundations, about half of the students went with that option, and I know that it really helped them to get a powerful start to the course. The class starts in January. It is live Tuesday nights, 6 p.m., the same time that this class was. The way we structure the class is we have 3 classes in an integration week. The real work happens in your life. Yes, we do the work to let go and move through these themes of consciousness consciously, and that allows us to take quantum leaps. But when we're out in life, when we're doing the human experience, that's when we do the real work. That's when we have the different experiences, when we have the option to step back and choose to respond instead of react. When we see where we are, we choose where we're going consciously. That happens in life. So I always leave an integration week to allow you guys to settle into life and let the information soak in. There's 9 courses. They're on Tuesday nights live at 6 p.m. Everything's recorded. If you can't attend live, no worries. You're not going to miss out on anything. And I did have a couple of people ask after yesterday if I'm doing the Evolving Empath again. And yes, I do have 3 one-on-one slots open on my roster and available. If you want to do a one-on-one coaching package hybrid, that is available to you. Just let me know. We can discuss the details. We'll set up a call and see if that's a fit. As always, you can book a complimentary consultation to discuss the best path forward, working together, see if we're a good fit on my website at any time. And we'll have a half-hour call to go over any questions that you have. Registration is open now for Empowered Empaths Essential. I am going to drop the link in the comments below. You can register now and you'll have access to the Meditation Must-Have bundle and Journaling with Sarah Mae right away. If you pay in full, you will get first access to your 90-minute session. Obviously, the sooner you sign up, the sooner you get that. If you have any questions, again, please let me know. Don't forget, we have a bonus session tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going over courage. We're releasing blocks to courage. We're calling in courage. We are going to have an amazing session all about that magical transition point. So please make sure to be here, because you know you've been doing all this work and you know you want to put some energy, get that courage pie slice filled up on your chart. So let's meet up tomorrow, 6 p.m., same time, same place. We're going to be talking all about courage. We're going to be moving into that and continuing this work together. Thank you all so much for being here today. Thank you for being here Friday, Saturday, whether you're here just today, you've been here all 3 days, you're watching this on a replay, or you're watching this in self-study. When you join the class, you do also get all of these sessions. These sessions will be up for the next 2 weeks in the Empath Awakening group. They'll also be available on YouTube. Thank you, Anna, for making that request. There are some people that wanted to watch the replays that are doing a social media break, and we made that available. So they will be available for the next 2 weeks. They also are a bonus whenever you sign up for the course. You do get the Empowered Empath sessions that you can have forever. But yes, absolutely. Thank you guys for being here today. Thank you for showing up for yourself. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I'm super, super proud of you for doing all this work. And I'm just grateful that you allow me to do this and to serve my purpose. And like I said, this is how I show my love. And I appreciate you giving me the space and opportunity to express that for you. Just check in the comments for any last minute comments. Again, thank you again for taking that extra step. Oh, I'm so glad that your friend is enjoying that. Lots of thank yous, lots of appreciation. Thank you so much. I find the work I do with my spiritual leader helps me prepare for my real life opportunities, to see my progress in action. I feel confidence instead of fearful or defensive in the real life situations. That's powerful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that beautiful one-on-one experience review there, the one-on-one work that I do is so very powerful, and those relationships are so meaningful to me. So I always appreciate the feedback. Thank you guys all so much for being here today. I will see you tomorrow. Again, if you would like to book a consultation call, if you have some questions, you want to talk it through with me and figure out the best way to move forward together, I would be happy to have that conversation with you. Book that at www.healingwithsarahmay.com. You can also reach out to me via DM, or if you have a question that is a general question, feel free to share that in the group page. It's always great when we ask questions in front of each other because you never know who else needs to hear the answer. Okay, yes, hugging my lavender rose quartz. Love it. Oh, hello, Amber. Welcome, welcome. You're hopping on at the end, but the replay is going to be available in like 2 minutes. Facebook has it available super, super quick. You're going to be able to watch it. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm grateful for your presence thus far, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And I look very forward to working with all of those who feel called to joining the Empowered Empath Essentials course that is starting at the end of the month. Until next time, namaste. I love you all so very much. I'll see you tomorrow.